Happy Sunday Fun Day, folks. It's Cooking with Dave, the Chicago hubby. Today we're going to make a Dutch pancake, which I haven't done in, I'd say, probably about a year or so. Woke up the other day kind of craving it, and I'm like, I'm going to make it for the video. I was inspired by this from a trip to the Pancake House in Madison on the west side. I'd never heard of this Dutch pancake. And all of a sudden, the person I was with ordered it. It was this giant pancake, and I was like, "Whoa! Like, what is that amazing pancake?" And then they explained to me what it was, and I was like, "Ooh, okay, cool." Never tried it. Then years later, decided just to make it because I had remembered the experience. So it's really easy to make and a lot of fun. I put in the ingredients into the food processor. If you don't have a food processor, you can use a blender, but you have to use either of the two. You can't use the KitchenAid or any kind of a stand mixer because it needs to be really fine with no lumps. So in the processor, I put a half cup of flour, a half cup of milk, 2 eggs, 2 tablespoons of sugar, a teaspoon of Kahlua. It's Sunday Fun Day, so why not use Kahlua, right? Half teaspoon of salt, and I cut up 2 apples for later. I have them prepared. It says you could use any kind of fruit you want, berries, or no fruit at all. You could just serve it plain without anything, just butter it, powdered sugar it, and call it a day. I like mine with apples. So I'm going to go ahead and blend this we pulse it for 10 seconds. Well, actually, I'll just do it for 10 seconds. And then make sure I scrape the sides. No, it looks good. And then blend it for another 10 seconds or so. It's going to look really liquidy, and it's not going to get thick at all. So don't think you're doing anything wrong if it doesn't look thick. Alright, it looks nice and liquidy as it's supposed to. Ta-da! Alright, so again, real simple. We'll go over it again with you. It's a half cup of flour, half cup of milk, 2 eggs, 2 tablespoons of sugar, a teaspoon of Kahlua, maybe a little more, it is Sunday, half teaspoon of salt. In here for 10 seconds. Let it go. Check if you have to scrape the sides off. Scrape the sides off. Let it go for another 10 seconds. And it's going to look nice and liquidy. And it's going to be, it's done. So, oh Lord. I can never put this thing on here. Okay. Now, after that's made, you let it sit for 20 to 25 minutes to let the flour kind of soak everything up. So we'll let that sit, and then we will move on to the next steps. All right, it's been about 25 minutes, and I let the mix set, and you can tell there's a little bit of a difference to it. It's a little bit thicker. The flour has settled. Ooh, it looks beautiful. Now, while the mix was settling, I turned on the oven at 425 and put my skillet in there to warm up. You need to use about a 9 or 10-inch skillet. It can either be a cast iron or not, just as long as it's oven friendly. I chose to not use the cast iron because the cast iron we have is about 12 inches. Not about, it is 12 inches. And last time I used it, it was just a really super thin pancake. So I decided to just use a normal 10-inch oven friendly skillet. It won't look as pretty, but it'll still taste good. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and now I'm going to get the pan out of the oven. 2 mittens, no glove, no love. I'm just going to set it here so I can show you the process. So now you need to take 2 tablespoons of butter and do the whole pan. Make sure you're getting all along the sides and the bottom. The important thing is definitely get the sides. This is a lot of butter. It's like Paula Deen amount of butter. Ooh, that sound though. Come on, snap, crackle, pop. Okay, well it's nice and lubed up, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and just plop the rest of it in the pan. And then if you're going to add any fruit, you add it now. So I'm going to go ahead and add my pre-cut apples. Ow. Holy shit. Alright. And then I'm going to go ahead and add the batter. Scrape all that batter out of there. And here's another reason why I chose to use a lighter pan. It's because you have to kind of finagle it around so that it's all covered. And it looks like an omelet. So there we go. Looks beautiful. Now I'm going to go ahead and put it back into the oven. And it sits in here for 15-20 minutes. I'll check at 15 to see you want it to be like a nice golden brown. Alright, 15 minutes. Oops. 15 minutes. Alright, we will let that cook for 15 minutes and we'll see what it looks like. And once again, I'll go over the recipe. It's a half a cup of flour, half a cup of milk, 2 eggs, 2 tablespoons of sugar, a teaspoon of Kahlua, or I guess if you don't want to use Kahlua, you could use vanilla. But again, it's Sunday Fun Day, so why not use Kahlua? A half teaspoon of salt, and then 2 tablespoons of butter for the pan process, and any kind of fruit that you want. And that's going to make a 10-inch Dutch baby apple pancake, however you want to call it. All right, it's been about 17 minutes, and I went ahead and took the Dutch baby out of the oven, and this is what we got. Looks pretty good. I think it might have gone a little bit longer. Or, I'm sorry, a little bit too long by a few minutes, but I think it looks really pretty. And it feels nice and fluffy. The apples look gorgeous on the edges. So, there you go. A Dutch apple pie. Dutch pancake, whatever you want to call it. And it smells amazing. Remember to hit like, subscribe, notifications, all that fun stuff. And also check out ChicagoHubby.com. Follow me on Instagram if you don't already. Chicago_Hubby. All the good stuff. We'll see you next week.